So here's the pickup. Oh, hello. Because basically all my components are recycled and refurbished, they often don't come with anything. They don't come with any screws or springs or anything. So with both the pickup itself and the pickup ring, I had to bore out the holes to accept the screws I've got. I had to bore out the holes on the pickup itself and then sort of tap in a slightly wider thread to accommodate these bigger springs, screws rather. The springs, wouldn't you know, I've got hundreds of these sort of strap type ones, but I only had one spring for a humbucker. I have got a couple of humbuckers with them on, but if I steal those, then I'm just passing the same problem on down the line for when I need to come to use those humbuckers. So I'd rather solve it now. So what I did with this one humbucker spring I've got, it was so stiff, and it was almost too long for these screws. But because it was so stiff, what I did was stretched it out and then cut it in half. And because it was so stiff, it's still really springy. So even though it's stretched out and cut in half, it's still really stiff and it's really holding it in there. So that's quite a nice solution, I think. You know, recycling, not waste. Because I hate wasting things. You know, not necessarily from a conservation point of view, just I hate waste, just on its own merit, so to speak. Here's the patch that's come out of the top here. I've cut it flush along the sides of that rectangle that was on there. I've filed it off and I've rounded off the corners. And rather than using that black pickup cover, because this is magnetic, obviously that's not much good for a permanent solution because, you know, if you're playing you'll whack it off. But I don't want to super glue it because that will destroy this pickup. What I'm thinking is to use glue gun glue and just put 2 dots of glue gun glue there. So I think that'll be quite a cool solution. So what I'll do now is put the ring back up on here. Put the ring back up on here. In fact, seeing as this shouldn't need to come apart again now, so this can be the final installation for this, he says. That looks okay, I reckon. But if I were to put this on here, then I think I might have to. I think that's too good an idea not to do. Here I am the other side of the room. As I'm sure you're aware, glue guns are like soldering irons. The people who make them think that whenever you're using them, you're going to be about 2 foot away from a plug. So basically what I'm going to do here is put a couple of dobs. If someone wants to take this off, I want them to be able to. There's that. So I've got my humbucker in there now. It's got the ability to do a coil tap, so I'm going to do a coil tap. This is an old Marlin thing that's been in my loft since I got it for free on Facebook. Someone did one of those, hey, I'm emptying a loft and I found this, who wants it? So I got it. I mean, there's a couple of pickups, it's got a humbucker. The Floyd Rose is missing, all the knobs are missing. This pot is completely seized up. 2 of these switches are completely buggered. But I'm going to take this one out. There it is out, pulled out the back. I haven't got a soldering iron with me, I'm just going to cut it out. You know, when it comes to the point where I'm putting this thing back together, I'm probably going to go back to the drawing board a little bit with how it's wired up. There it is, freed from its prison. I'm going to put this one in the Falcon because the humbucker I'm using has got all the cables necessary to do a coil tap. It seems a shame to lock it off. So rather than waste that humbucker, as it were, I will just add a coil tap to the Millennium Falcon. So I've got myself a wiring diagram here from Seymour Duncan. It's series north parallel. Should just give it a different sound anyway. Well, there it is, for better or worse. I followed the diagram. Well, here we are, we're plugged in. Power's on. Okay, well, it works in the up position, but down it doesn't do anything. No, it's completely dead. So that works, but that doesn't work. So what's going on? I've wired it exactly right. Okay, well, it didn't work because I'm an idiot. That diagram was for a 3-way switch and this is a 2-way switch. So I've rewired it just for a simple wire tap. But I wasn't happy with how messy it was all on here, so I've added a little bit of circuit board. So the pickup's all down this end, these are the terminals going to the volume, and then those are going to the switch. And what I've done is I've glued another bit of wood here, so that, and drilled a hole there that I can screw it onto, so that will sit there like that. So, without any further ado, I'll turn it back over and put it on. So there you go. There's the guitar. There's the biscuit tin with humbucker. Plug it in. There we go. So, we have sound, and we have sound. Well, there we go. Finally sorted the electronics out in this thing. Hopefully it'll sound like a real guitar now. Right, strings. I didn't have any spare pieces. Where's the bridge though? Has anybody seen the bridge? Excuse me. I'm trying to find the bridge. Has anybody seen the bridge? There it is. There we go. It's together. And see what this pickup sounds like with some strings on. Oh. That's no good. That's that cover on it. I'm gonna have to take that cover off. That's a shame because that looks quite cool like that. Let's try and get that thing off there without having to take the bloody thing apart. See, that's why I used glue gun instead of super glue, because I wanted to be able to take it off. I want to say in case something like that happened, but you know, it was really just in case the person who bought it didn't like it or whatever. There you go, that's real-time education, that is. Don't put a bit of metal on your pickup. Like, the thing is, I'm sure that plenty of people could have said that, and you've been screaming at the screen for the entire video, don't do that! Well, there you go, now I've discovered in my own good time. So, hopefully, now it should be alright. Yeah, there you go. It's that tune. So that's the single coil. That'll be the humbucker. when it's in the down position, you barely get them at all. Well, the thing is, when that top was on there, it was extending the pull of those magnets. What? Oh, it stopped working. The cable. It stopped working. Well, wouldn't you know? Thankfully, it was just the hot cable came off the jack socket, so it's not a tragedy. However, with the pickup being that way round, the coil tap literally only picks up the two top strings. And I can't think of an application for that. It seems like a completely useless feature. So I'm not going to have the coil tap, which is unfortunate, but there's no point in it. Putting the switch in is born out of wanting to make use of the fact that this is I've got the options on this humbucker. Yeah, I'm going to see if I can do series parallel. I'm going to go and look up a wiring diagram. First of all, for the sake of an easy win, I'm going to fix this jack plug. Socket, rather. It's obvious when you think about it. I did wonder if that would happen. I promise I did wonder if the fact that doing a coil tap with the pickup that way round might just fully cancel out two of the strings. But I didn't expect it to be so drastic. I thought that it might still produce a usable sound. But what it basically did was made the top two strings full volume and the bass strings were just inaudible. Well, I'm back with another diagram. Series parallel. I think that probably would have been the obvious choice from the get-go, but I just didn't think of it. So not only will this make use of the humbucker, it actually makes use of all the pins on this 6-pin 2-position plug switch I've got. So that'll be fun. And it shouldn't completely lose any of the strings. You'll just get two different sounds out of all 4 strings. That's the theory anyway. I've been wrong before. I'm still going to use a little circuit board. I don't like having the cable sort of above the switch. Well, here I am now. I think this is it. I have 2 pickup positions where the sound works in both positions, and there's a subtle difference in sound between the two. So that's all I wanted. I'm just going to put this cable tie on there just to tidy it up, just so that if anyone takes this apart they'll go, oh look, isn't that neat? Now I'm going to try putting the thing back together again, hopefully for the last time. Okay, so take however many this is. So that's the down position. And up position. There we go. Yeah, it works. We've got 2 different sounds. arduous road, but this thing now finally works. I've made use of the fact that the humbucker has got coil tap capability, even though it's not a coil tap, it's a series parallel switch. But that's fun on a cigar box guitar. Not many of them have that, I don't think. Let's see how well it handles overdrive. Yeah, it sounds like a guitar. You could use this as a lead rhythm switch, I suppose, couldn't you? If I turn it down a bit on the overdrive. Cool. Well, it's finally finished. So I hope you enjoyed watching that with me. I'm pretty pleased with how it turned out. Obviously there's going to be a few minor sort of, I'll make sure the setup still works. These strings are really new on here, so I'll have to keep stretching them in and stuff. But yeah, it works, all the controls work, and everything's fine. So happy with that. The end. Cheers.